There's one habit silently destroying your value as a man, and you're probably doing it every single day. It's not laziness. It's not failure. It's something far more dangerous, because it feels normal. If you've been struggling with low confidence, lack of respect, or feeling like people don't take you seriously, this is why. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." But most men today have lost that control, and that's why they struggle with self-discipline, emotional control, and masculine value. Stay with me till the end, because the last habit is destroying most men's lives. Like this video and subscribe right now if you're ready to build a Stoic mindset, master your emotions, and take your power back. This is real breakup psychology, self-discipline for men, and Stoic mindset training. Your value as a man is not given, it's built through habits. But the wrong habits can destroy your confidence, emotional control, and masculine mindset. Let's break down the 6 habits that are quietly ruining your life. Habit 1. Seeking constant validation. The first habit destroying your value as a man is seeking constant validation. And this is one of the biggest reasons men struggle with low confidence, emotional dependency, and even missing her after a breakup. You might not even realize you're doing it. You post something, and instantly check who liked it. You send a message, and wait for a reply to feel okay. You say something, and look around to see if people approve. And slowly, without noticing, you lose your power. Because the moment your self-worth depends on external approval, your masculine value starts to collapse. Seneca said, "The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy." Expecting validation is what weakens you. Think about it. Why do you feel good when someone praises you, and bad when they ignore you? It's because you've trained your mind to rely on others for emotional stability. This is the same pattern that keeps men stuck in breakup pain, constantly thinking about their ex, unable to move on. You're not just missing her. You're addicted to the validation she gave you. The attention. The reassurance. The feeling of being wanted. And when that disappears, you feel empty. That's not love. That's dependency. If this is hitting you right now, like this video and subscribe, because this is exactly how you start building a real Stoic mindset and emotional control. Let me tell you a simple story. A man wakes up and checks his phone. No messages. No notifications. Instantly his mood drops. He feels ignored. Unimportant. But nothing actually happened. His emotional state is controlled entirely by others. This is the trap of validation. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." But when you depend on validation, you give that power away. And this doesn't just affect relationships. It affects your confidence, your discipline, your focus, and your ability to grow as a man. You start making decisions based on how others will react, instead of what is right. You hold back your opinions. You hesitate. You second-guess yourself. And slowly, you become weaker. This is why many men struggle with self-discipline, masculine mindset, and emotional strength. Because they are constantly seeking approval instead of building internal certainty. Comment, no validation, if you're ready to stop depending on others and start building real confidence. Now here's the solution. First, you need to become aware of when you're seeking validation. Notice the urge. Notice the need. Don't act on it immediately. Second, start building internal validation. Set goals. Keep promises to yourself. Do things that make you respect yourself. Because real confidence doesn't come from attention. It comes from discipline. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish." That means stop trying to impress people. Focus on becoming better. And here's the truth. The less you need validation, the more people respect you. Because independence is power. When you don't need approval, you become unpredictable, grounded, and strong. This is the foundation of Stoicism, self-mastery, and emotional independence. And this is how you stop missing her after a breakup and finally move on as a man. Stay with me till the end, because the last habit will show you why most men never escape this cycle. Habit 2. Over-explaining yourself. The second habit destroying your value is over-explaining yourself. This one is subtle, but extremely dangerous. You feel the need to explain everything. Why you did something. Why you said something. Why you think a certain way. You try to make everyone understand you. But here's the truth. The more you explain, the less powerful you appear. Because over-explaining comes from insecurity. It comes from the need to be accepted. And that need slowly destroys your confidence, authority, and masculine value. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it." That's what strong men do. They don't talk too much. They don't justify themselves. They move with certainty. And this is where many men struggle, especially in relationships and after a breakup. You try to explain your feelings. You send long messages. You try to make her understand you, hoping it will fix things. But instead of increasing your value, it lowers it. Because once again, you are seeking validation. This is why many men struggle with breakup advice, emotional control, how to move on from their ex, and stop missing her after breakup. If you've ever found yourself over-explaining or sending long messages trying to be understood, like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe, because this mindset shift will change how people see you instantly. Let's break it down. Imagine two men. One talks constantly, explaining every decision, trying to be understood by everyone. The other speaks less, but moves with clarity and confidence. Who do you respect more? Exactly. Power is quiet. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." That means stop explaining, and start embodying. Because when you over-explain, you signal doubt. And doubt destroys authority. This habit also feeds overthinking, anxiety, lack of self-confidence, and emotional instability. You replay conversations in your head. You wonder if you said the wrong thing. And this is exactly why many men stay stuck after a breakup. Constantly thinking, maybe if I explained better, she would understand. But the truth is, it wouldn't have changed anything. Comment, silence is power. If this is opening your eyes. Now here's the solution. First, practice saying less. You don't need to explain everything. Second, be comfortable being misunderstood. Not everyone needs to agree with you. Third, focus on actions over words. Because actions build respect. Words don't. Seneca said, "Talk is cheap. Show me the code of your actions." That's where your real value comes from. When you stop over-explaining, you become more confident, more respected, and more in control. This is how you build a true Stoic mindset, emotional control, masculine presence, and self-discipline for men. And this is how you stop chasing validation, stop overthinking, and finally build real confidence and emotional independence. Stay with me till the end, because the final habit will reveal why most men lose their value completely. Habit 3. Emotional reactivity. The third habit destroying your value as a man is emotional reactivity. Emotional reactivity is when you react instantly, without control, to situations, words, or events. Anger, jealousy, frustration, anxiety, or even overexcitement can control your decisions if you let them. Many men don't realize this, but emotional reactivity is one of the fastest ways to destroy your confidence, masculine presence, and Stoic mindset. Imagine this. You're in a conversation, and someone challenges you. You snap, argue, or overreact. In that moment, you hand over your power. Your emotions are now controlling your actions, and not the other way around. This is why many men struggle after a breakup. Every message, social media post, or reminder about their ex triggers a reaction. They overthink, get anxious, or lash out emotionally. And this keeps them trapped in the cycle of missing her, seeking validation, or losing control over their emotions. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Strength doesn't come from suppressing emotions, it comes from controlling them. Emotional control builds masculine confidence, self-discipline, and respect from others. Let me give you an example. Imagine a man who just broke up. He checks her Instagram obsessively, reads comments, and every like or reply triggers a spike of happiness or pain. One moment he feels hopeful, the next moment he feels devastated. He's completely ruled by his feelings. That is emotional reactivity in action. And it destroys masculine value, self-esteem, and presence. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." But the suffering of emotional reactivity comes from reality itself, and from lack of control over your reactions. You can't control other people, events, or outcomes, but you can control yourself. That's what separates high-value men from average men. So how do you fix this? Pause before reacting. Train yourself to take a breath. Wait 5 seconds. This tiny pause is the difference between power and weakness. Observe your emotions. Name them. I feel anger. I feel jealousy. When you observe instead of act, your emotional power diminishes. Focus on what you can control. Your thoughts, your actions, your habits. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Practice daily Stoic reflection. Write down moments you reacted emotionally and think about how you could handle them differently. This isn't just theory. Every high-value, disciplined, respected man practices this daily. They do not let emotions dictate their actions. Like this video if you're learning to control your emotions, comment, control. If you're ready to master yourself, subscribe for more Stoic mindset and masculine discipline lessons. And stay with me till the end for even more transformative habits. Emotional reactivity also affects self-discipline, confidence for men, and the ability to move on after breakup. The less you react, the more you project stability and power. In summary, emotional reactivity silently destroys masculine value, confidence, and stoic presence, but mastering it builds strength, independence, and control. The men who stay calm under pressure, whether in work, relationships, or life, are the men who command respect, trust, and influence. Habit 4. Rehearsing life in your head. The fourth habit destroying your value, and one most men overlook, is rehearsing life in your head. This habit is subtle but powerful. It's when you constantly replay conversations, imagine scenarios, or think about what could have been. Maybe you're imagining what you should have said to your ex, planning your next argument, or visualizing how people perceive you. This is dangerous because you're living in a world that doesn't exist. Instead of taking action in reality, your mind is stuck in endless loops. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." When men do this, they become trapped in anxiety, overthinking, and self-doubt. Their confidence, masculine presence, and self-discipline erodes slowly. Let me give you an example. A man is walking down the street and starts thinking, "What if I said this differently?" Or, "What will she think if I post this?" His mind becomes a stage for endless rehearsals. He overthinks every social interaction. Every decision becomes paralyzed by imagined outcomes. Meanwhile, in reality, nothing happens. Life passes him by. People respect men who act, not men who think endlessly. Epictetus said, "Don't let your imagination run away from you." This is also why men struggle to move on after breakups. They replay arguments, replay interactions, and keep themselves emotionally chained. They are addicted, not to the person, but to the mental drama, the imagined validation, and the emotional highs and lows. To overcome this, anchor yourself in reality. Focus on what is happening now, not what could have happened. Take immediate action. When a thought loop begins, act instead of imagining. Write, train, work, or socialize. Use Stoic reflection. Journaling helps you differentiate reality from imagination. Marcus Aurelius said, "Confine yourself to the present." Stop seeking control over outcomes you cannot change. You cannot control what others think, how they react, or what the past looked like. Your power is only in the present moment. Like this video if you're done overthinking, share it with someone stuck in their head, Subscribe for more lessons on Stoic mindset, emotional control, masculine confidence, and self-discipline, and comment, present, if you're ready to live in reality. Practicing these steps strengthens your masculine value, emotional independence, and stoic presence. The men who act, who focus on the present, and who detach from imagined scenarios become unshakable. Stop rehearsing life in your head, and you reclaim control over your confidence, emotional state, and personal growth. Every thought loop avoided is a step toward building masculine presence, stoic mindset, and self-discipline for men. Stay with me till the end, because the next habits will unlock the final keys to reclaiming your value and becoming unshakable in life. Habit 5. Choosing comfort over discipline. The fifth habit destroying your value as a man is choosing comfort over discipline. This is a trap most men don't even notice. It starts small, skipping workouts, delaying work, procrastinating on growth, but over time it builds a life of mediocrity. Comfort feels good temporarily, but it erodes confidence, masculine presence, and self-discipline. Men who choose comfort avoid challenges, avoid confrontation, avoid the hard work that builds respect and value. Imagine a man who spends hours scrolling on his phone instead of reading, training, or working on a goal. Every moment he chooses comfort, he loses a little more masculine value, emotional control, and stoic mindset. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Choosing comfort is the opposite of mastery. It's slavery to temporary ease. Let's talk about the consequences. Men who choose comfort over discipline often struggle with low confidence, inability to move on after a breakup, and emotional dependency. They replay scenarios in their heads because they don't take action in the real world. They feel powerless, reactive, and unfulfilled. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Discipline is built through challenge, discomfort, and consistency. Avoiding this creates weakness. Here's an example. A man is upset after a breakup. He chooses to stay home, scrolls social media, replay old conversations, and avoid exercising or working on himself. His comfort feels good temporarily, but it feeds emotional dependency, low confidence, and lack of masculine presence. Now imagine he chooses differently. He wakes up, trains, works on personal goals, focuses on discipline. The discomfort of action feels hard at first, but over time it builds confidence, stoic mindset, and real masculine value. Action over comfort builds respect, from yourself and from others. People instinctively feel your power when you act instead of procrastinate. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Comfort is wasted life. Discipline is power. Practical steps to overcome this habit. Commit to one uncomfortable action daily. It can be training, reading, or practicing self-discipline. Track your progress. Every time you choose action over comfort, mark it. Momentum builds respect for yourself. Reframe discomfort as growth. The pain of action is the reward of value. If you're ready to stop living in comfort and start building real masculine presence, stoic mindset, and self-discipline, like this video, comment, discipline first, and subscribe. Stay with me till the end, because the next habit is the most dangerous one men face. Habit 6. Attaching your value to others. The sixth and final habit that destroys your value as a man is attaching your worth to others. This habit is the root of so many problems: missing her after breakup, low confidence, lack of masculine presence, emotional dependency, and constant need for validation. Many men define their value based on someone else's attention, approval, or love. Their emotions rise and fall based on what others do. Their happiness is conditional. Marcus Aurelius said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself." But when you attach your value to others, you give them power over your mind, your actions, and your happiness. You're no longer independent. You're reactive. Let me paint a picture. A man just broke up. He constantly checks her social media. Every like, comment, or post affects his mood. He feels empty, anxious, or angry depending on her actions. He can't focus on work, fitness, or personal growth. His value, his confidence, and even his stoic mindset have been handed to someone else. This habit destroys emotional control, masculine presence, and self-discipline. You become addicted, not to the person, but to how they make you feel. Seneca said, "He is most powerful who has power over himself." The solution is detachment. Not coldness, but independence. Your worth must come from your actions, habits, and self-respect, not from anyone else's opinion or attention. Here's how to stop attaching your value to others. Focus on self-mastery. Train your body, mind, and skills. Your value comes from what you can control. Limit triggers. Mute or delete social media if it constantly drags your emotions. Remove dependency on external validation. Journal daily. Reflect on your actions, not on others' opinions. Build awareness of internal versus external sources of value. Practice emotional independence. Feel your feelings without acting on them. Observe without attachment. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Once you detach your value from others, your masculine presence, confidence, and stoic mindset skyrocket. People respect men who are grounded, independent, and self-disciplined. Like this video if you're ready to reclaim your value, share it with someone who needs this mindset. Subscribe for more stoic mindset and masculine discipline content. Comment, independent, if you're done giving your power away, and stay with me till the end for the final mindset shift that separates ordinary men from high-value men. Detachment doesn't make you cold, it makes you strong, respected, and unshakable. This is how men move on after breakups, gain emotional control, build confidence for men, and strengthen their stoic mindset. Remember, your worth is not in anyone else's hands. It's in yours. Now that you've seen the 6 habits silently destroying your value as a man, seeking validation, over-explaining yourself, emotional reactivity, rehearsing life in your head, choosing comfort over discipline, and attaching your worth to others, it's time to take control. Each of these habits chips away at your confidence, masculine presence, self-discipline, and stoic mindset, keeping you stuck, reactive, and dependent, especially after breakups or periods of emotional struggle. But awareness is the first step toward freedom. The solution is simple, but not easy. Build emotional control, internal validation, and stoic habits. Train yourself to act instead of react. Focus on what you can control, embrace discomfort, and anchor your value in your own actions and discipline. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every step you take toward discipline strengthens your confidence, stoic mindset, and masculine value. If this video gave you clarity, like it, subscribe for more stoicism and masculine discipline content, and comment below with, "I take control," to commit to building your value daily. Remember, your worth is not defined by others, it's defined by you. Start today, practice these habits, and watch your life, your confidence, and your masculine presence transform.